And now, coming to you live from Huntsville Attic, it's Rockin with Rockin Robbie. And here's your host, Rockin Robbie.
Yeah!
Oh, let's get started.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Rockin with Rockin Robbie. I am
Rockin Robbie.
And, of course, we are live from Huntsville Attic. Got to give a quick shout-out to the boys at Flux, Capacitor, Overdrive. That is their song you hear every week as the theme song to our show. And they're awesome. Check them out. They play locally often. Be there. Tonight, I'm very excited. This is our TGIF episode.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank goodness, oh God, that it's Friday.
What the
yes,
fuck?
everybody, TGIF, all things Friday. But before we get to that, I'd like to introduce my guests for the evening. First of all, since he never gets billed first of all, in the audio booth, Kinky Kevin. Yeah!
Really?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ever faithful to me and a good dear friend.
Quit lying. No, I'm not.
And the host of our sister show, The Smiler Show. Check it out. It's
sister
next
show.
week.
Harsh.
I'm insubordinate.
It's
and difficult to
Manical
work with.
Mike. Yes, thank
In
you.
the
He's crazy and
morning.
evil. He's maniacal.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, what's
Can we
going
get
on,
to the
everybody?
meat?
And right next to me,
We gotta get through some potatoes first.
does anybody feel like they got to wail away? Because it's Jumpin and Jivin James.
You gotta
Jumpin' and
jump,
jivin',
jive. Then you will. You gotta jump, jive.
Thank everybody for being here. Thank you, listeners, for listening.
I definitely thank all the listeners out
Yes.
there.
Yes, indeed. Always thank the
And
listeners.
I do thank the smirk on your face when you gave me that intro. It was rather nice.
Well, too bad people couldn't see it.
I think they can hear it.
Is everybody having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
ready to
about the
talk
greatest
about
thing
some
ever.
Friday?
Sure.
I'm having a blast.
All right. Well, as is our tradition here on Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie, it's time for our opening shot. Today brought to us by good old number seven. Jack Daniels.
Here's to that.
Here's to a good show, everybody. Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, 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 holla.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Well,
That tastes like fire.
we did something. Whoa, shit.
Jack Daniels
Oh,
done
man.
jumped up and bit you on the ass, huh?
Well, I'm not quite as... I'm rocking more now, I'll tell you that.
Please do not puke on me.
Well,
I'm gonna
everybody,
pee in your food.
Faithful listeners will know earlier on our websites this week, we did a poll. Since it is TGIF, the first immediate thing that pops in my mind is the ABC sitcoms block of shows on Friday nights. TGIF, right? Everybody remembers that, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Of course.
I remember, my grandmother would watch me on the weekends, and that was one of the things we all did together. We plopped down in front of the TV, had some popcorn.
Watch some Golden Girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was Saturday.
I know,
thing
that
Yeah,
was-
Golden Girls, TGIF.
My
it is
thing
not.
was tomato rice soup and Golden Girls with my Nana. It was awesome.
Well, we all have our personal favorites, and of course, we'll cover some of those. But we did a poll. Some surprising things happened in this poll, I will say.
Robbie did a poll.
Yeah, the
Pole smoker.
So we got for you tonight the top 5 TGIF sitcoms.
I'm very interested
Of
to see how
all
this all goes
time.
down.
as voted by our listeners.
Or people who found the website.
So we're going to start
Right.
that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 5 TGIF sitcom, number 5! Step by Step, presented to us tonight by Manical Mike. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so, I had to put a lot of work into this.
Well,
And,
good, yeah.
It was a lot more, intense than I thought.
Interesting.
I think my ears almost bleeded a little, but I couldn't.
That's interesting phrase.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get down to it. Step by Step is the third studio album from the pop group New Kids on the Block. It was released in June of 1990.
I love
Hey.
NKOTB as much as
Mike,
everybody else, but
Sitcom?
We're talking about the sitcom with Patrick Duffy and Suzanne Somers.
Yeah,
you
know.
didn't say. You just said.
We're talking about
based-
You just
TGIF.
said you're doing Step by Step.
This
so
is a
that's-
TGIF episode.
You just said.
Right.
I just heard Step by Step, and then Google
Oh.
took me straight to this.
Huh.
Oh,
So sometimes when Googling it goes wrong.
Yes.
well, you have quite a
Well, I
list
had a
there.
list, but
You actually have like a pamphlet and everything there.
Man, I can.
Is that a thesis?
Yeah, I mean, I did a whole big thing on this. I listened to the album like 5 times in my car.
Oh wow.
We'll vote on that next week.
Well, I kind of feel bad. I
don't feel
feel
bad.
like
I
we
mean,
should give you a fair shot.
about to cry,
go
man.
ahead and present, ladies and gentlemen, New Kids on the Block by New Step by Step. Here,
At the time of the release, the group was very popular in being heavily merchandised with everything from pillowcases to marbles to dolls to a Saturday morning cartoon show with their names and likenesses. Step by Step debuted at #1 on both Billboard's Top 200 and the UK album charts, leading off with the title single, topping the charts simultaneously and selling nearly 3 million copies, making it their highest-selling single. Another top-selling single, Tonight, followed as the groups embarked on their most ambitious world tour to date. After having earned success
well, everybody,
with hanging
that was
with
Step by Step, number 5. Woo!
Hanging Tough.
Yeah! TGIF.
Can anybody tell me what New Kid played Huntsville?
No, I'm proud
Maybe it
that
was
I
your
can't.
birthday or something. I don't know.
I'm glad that I can't.
No, Jordan Knight played Crossroads like.
Jordan Knight, really?
Knight. Yeah.
When he was doing his thing in the late 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow.
I wish I was
So,
old enough to go to that.
I will
bet
tell
you
you
do.
what, that place was packed.
I bet they played on a Friday.
Probably so.
And tonight is about Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, all things Friday. Friday, of course, as we know, is the day between Thursday and Saturday.
Oh, wow.
That's
think
very
it-
factual, sir.
I think it goes a little bit deeper than that.
That's what she said.
A lot of people have the misconception that Friday is named for Frigga, the
Oh, no,
Norse
sir.
goddess.
No, sir.
But I believe it might be something else.
I
Jumpin and Jivin James, what you got?
I have done a little bit of research on some of these things. I did a little bit of mythology stuff in high school, and I'm fairly certain that it is Freya,
Freya.
because I think, if I also recall, the original reason or name for Friday had something to do with Venus.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
The
very
love god,
interesting
right?
that you say Freya
Yeah.
is the Norse goddess of love.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think that's the
Venus
connection.
is the
there.
Roman
Is the Roman
goddess,
goddess of
yes.
love. So
Yeah.
Friday. Friday means something to everybody. Of course, everybody knows what Friday is. Well, why? First of all, why are there 7 days a week? Well, I guess because the Bible tells us so. I guess I don't know. Friday is, I guess, in that term, the 6th day of the week.
Yes, depending on your religious affiliation.
religiosity.
Well, in many countries, Friday is actually the end of the work week. Here in
Right.
America, for instance, lots of countries celebrate the end of the work week with a Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are the weekend. So it's the start of the
Correct.
weekend. Actually, though, a few countries are a little bit different. In fact, in Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, and Iran, Friday is the last day of the week,
Yes.
the very last. In fact, in Iran, Friday is the only weekend day.
And
Iran is the only country where Friday is the only day of the weekend.
Right.
They actually
Okay.
work 6 and they're off 1.
right.
Obviously, Friday has a lot of importance in religion.
Good Friday.
The holy day in Islam is actually Friday. Very much like Saturday is like the Sabbath day for Jews.
Yeah. Okay.
And Sunday is the holy day for Christians, most Christians.
Well, and the Seventh Day Adventists, they also
They celebrate Sabbath.
Saturday.
True Sabbath actually begins on our Friday night.
Correct.
It's sunset Friday.
Yep.
Into sunset on Saturday.
Right.
Is Sabbath. And so there's lots of stuff. The Christians celebrate Good Friday because they celebrate and commemorate the crucifixion of Christ right before Easter.
The resurrection.
Historically, it was actually probably Thursday, but we're not going to go into that right now. But just
it
know
was
that
a stroke
I tell
at
you that.
midnight, wasn't it?
So that was a lot of religious significance behind Friday. Of course, Friday is always just Friday. You know, everybody knows what Friday is, and we all love Friday.
Yeah.
There are a few modern observations of Fridays. James, give us a couple.
Oh well, some of the things I found interesting is one I heard of recently is Country and Western Friday.
Country and Western Friday.
Wow.
I'm not familiar with the concept.
I think for the most part it means that you can come in all duded up.
Hey, dude.
if you will.
Yeah,
You
okay,
know.
okay.
Break out your rustlers, your skin tight rustlers.
Wow.
Decide which side it's going to, and
That assumes you have skin tight rustlers.
So you're going to put on the boots and the
Yes.
cowboy
Yeah.
hat. and-
Okay. All right.
So they do this, I presume, in like offices and
Yes,
stuff?
yes.
Okay.
In Texas.
That's very interesting. I
and-
guess they don't do this in Texas.
yeah, it would be confusing in Texas.
That
or
would be very
Omaha. Or
confusing.
Omaha or Nebraska.
In
or
fact, on Texas, they just dress. It's Greaser Day
Montana.
on Friday.
Yeah.
Greaser
So,
Day. Yeah.
And
All right.
of course, the other really popular that everybody knows about is the Casual Friday,
Casual Friday.
which means you can break out the Hawaiian shirt and the
Right.
flip flops.
Right.
Has anybody
And
ever
go to
had
work.
a job where they had a Casual Friday?
Unfortunately, yes. I've worked in the corporate world and it sucks.
Did you partake in Casual Friday?
I partook in Casual Friday by wearing not my suit jacket.
Okay, nice. Anybody else?
Well, when I was at Temple still, and I worked for the post production lab, we actually had like a whole country and western day one day on Friday because it was during the summer,
wow.
and there weren't very many students on campus. So
Okay. So you were all
yeah,
duded up?
All
if
that
you
was left
remember
was
that
the
straw
Magnificent
cowboy
Seven.
hat I had?
Yeah.
That is where that came
Oh,
from,
wow.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good thoughts, one and all. Friday, very important. And that brings us to our question of the day.
Bring it.
I don't
Question
care.
of the day. Today's question of the day is the following. What is your favorite thing about Friday? Think about that. We'll be right back after this break. And in this break, it's a very special news update from Smile or Else with our Smile or Else news correspondent, Walter Chronic-Pipe, bringing you our election wrap-up. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
Erection.
Erection wrap up brought to you by Trojan.
Walter Chronic-Pipe here with your 2012 election wrap-up. It was a contest for the ages with President Barack Obama and challenger Mitt Romney throwing mud, lies, and insults at each other throughout the entire campaign. Regardless of the political drama and nonsense, President Barack Obama has indeed won his second term. He won the Electoral College 332 to 206. He did this including winning the states Virginia, Ohio, and Florida. He won the popular vote 51% to 48%. If you want the actual number, Barack Obama received 62,088,847 votes. Mitt Romney, 58,783,137 votes. The House maintains the control of the Republicans with 233 versus 194 representatives, and the Democrats maintain control in the Senate with 53 senators as opposed to the Republicans' 45. President Obama has indeed offered to work with both parties to solve the nation's fiscal troubles, including Governor Romney himself. Thank you.
All right.
back into
yeah.
it.
Oh my God. Fuck yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. I am Rockin Robbie, and with me is Manical Mike.
Yo.
Jumpin and Jivin James.
Hello.
And Kinky Kevin.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And we are talking all things TGIF. That's right. All things Friday, ladies and gentlemen. And if you know, we had a poll all this week long about our favorite TGIF shows. But before that, as is our custom here on the Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie show, it's time to do our shot. Second half shot, everybody. We got here with us some Jack Daniels mixed with a little ginger ale. So good second half, everybody. Get ready. Let's roll it down.
Roll it down.
That's good. As I was saying, we had a poll, favorite TGIF sitcom. Number 5 was Step by Step by New Kids on the Block, starring Patrick Duffy. Number 4, ready, everybody?
Ah, ready.
Yeah. Drum roll, please.
Blah 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 blah.
Full House.
Full House.
Presented to us tonight by Kinky. Kevin, go.
Well, Full House obviously beats Three of a Kind. All right. It was a show that started in September 22nd of 1987. Yes. I was about 30 years old. There was 192 episodes. You do the math to figure out how long it lasted, but I'm thinking 1988. The stars in the show were John Stamos, Dave Coulier.
Sexy, dreamy John Stamos. Funny, witty Dave Coulier.
Interrupting asshole. Contact. Candace Bure, Jodie Sweetin, Bob Saget, Mary Kate and Ashley. And here's an interesting fact about Mary Kate and Ashley. The producers did not want people to know that Michelle was played by twins. So on the credits originally, it was Mary Kate Ashley Olsen. They tried to make them one person. Yeah. So anyways, and Lori Loughlin. But so anyways, the thing about Full House was Danny Tanner, who was a morning talk show host, had 3 little girls. His wife was killed in an accident by a drunk driver. Moment of silence. Okay. And so he got his musician brother-in-law, Jesse Katsapapata, and his comedian best friend, Joey, to move in with him. And you know the rest. You know, it's a very cheesy,
Full House.
you know, kind of utopian, perfect family. Everyone loves each other.
I always
life.
have fond memories of Full House.
I do.
Anybody
Yeah.
else?
Yeah, I have some fond memories. I remember thinking it was horribly cheesy and corny even as a kid watching it, but I still watched it. So
I have been informed by my faithful co-host Jumpin and Jivin James that I have erred and went straight into the Full House bit before we did the answer for the question of the day. So right now we're going to answer the question of the day. Question of the day was, what is your favorite thing about Friday? Jumpin and Jivin James, since you know so much and are correcting, give me your answer, please.
My favorite thing about Friday is the whole Friday itself. I mean, it's the end of the week.
yeah.
It's time to get crazy.
Yes, indeed.
It's time to set some stuff off and, you know,
Set
fun.
it off. Manical Mike, your favorite thing about Friday, sir?
Getting paid.
Getting paid. Payday, a very important thing about Friday. A very important
some
Friday
people, yes.
observation, isn't it? Kinky Kevin, what is your favorite thing about Friday?
My favorite thing about Friday is I think it's my birthday. Yeah,
You were born on Friday.
the 13th.
Very interesting. We shall get to that in just a second. My answer, however, my favorite thing about Friday is Friday night.
Friday night.
Everybody's out. Everybody's gotten paid. As Mike had said, everybody is ready because it's the end of the week, like James had said. And like Kinky Kevin had said, I don't remember. Moving on. My favorite thing is Friday night.
Fuck you.
His birthday, Friday the 13th. Well, Friday the 13th is a crazy superstition that we all have. And it's not just America. It's actually kind of international. In fact, why is Friday the 13th considered unlucky? Well, we here in Huntsville Attic have discovered that it is indeed because, first of all, Friday itself was considered unlucky ever since an ancient maritime folklore tradition. It was always said that starting a journey on Friday was a very dangerous thing to do, which I find very ironic because since Friday's the start of the weekend, and most holiday weekends, it's one of the most start your journey kind of days in America today.
Right.
Friday is unlucky. 13 is unlucky. In numerology, 12 is the number of completion. As in 12 months, 12 hours, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 apostles, 12 gods of Olympus,
On the
12
12th
successors of Muhammad.
day of
So therefore,
Christmas.
13 is incomplete and adds 1 to the number of completion, therefore disrupting.
Right.
But, however, in some cultures, 13 is lucky. It's the number you need to set off on a journey in Norse mythology. I
That is
believe.
Norse mythology. The book Eaters of the Dead, which they made into the movie The 13th Warrior, starring Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
A great book by Michael Crichton. I recommend you read it. 13 can be considered lucky, but in most cultures is considered unlucky. So Friday is unlucky. 13 is unlucky. Henceforth, Friday the 13th is super unlucky. People change their habits for this day. Do they not?
Yes.
Some people, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I do because it makes me want to do more fun stuff that day.
It makes me want to watch Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in just a second, but does anybody else have any kind of recollection of how crazy people can be on Friday the 13th?
I like to summon demons on Friday the 13th.
Well, that's always a good day to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I look forward to Friday the 13th. I like the idea because everybody notices it. Friday the 13th is so crazy that in the U.S., it is estimated that $800 to $900 million is lost in business revenue. That's retail, that's travel, that's everything. That's a lot of money. People actually change their habits on Friday the 13th. There is a fear people have of Friday the 13th. Kevin, our etymologist, what is the fear of Friday the 13th called again?
Okay, well, see if I can pronounce this. The fear of Friday the 13th is called Frigga Triskaidekaphobia. One more time. Frigga Triskaidekaphobia. Frigga Triskaidekaphobia. Frigga Triskaidekaphobia.
That's definitely not one you can say 3 times fast.
Supercalifragilistic.
One more time.
Supercalifragilistic.
Last time. Frigga Triskaidekaphobia. There we go.
Wow,
Is
that's quite a mouthful,
Friday.
everybody.
And obviously it starts with Frigga, which is what again?
Well, once again, Kevin is stood there stuck with a mouthful of Frigga.
Wow,
which
a
is the Norse
mouthful.
goddess.
Man, wow.
Wife of Odin, mother
Yes.
of Thor. Well, I believe we are all superstitious, but, in the long run, I think we also
superstitious.
understand that superstition is, in and of itself, it's all right. One of my favorite traditions on Friday the 13th is to watch Friday the 13th movies, as I said. So let's talk a little bit about Friday the 13th movies.
Are they good?
James and I just so happen to be amateur horror historians, and recently,
Yes.
because
Amateur
of
at
Horror
best.
Fest, have actually watched these movies. So we're going to give you a brief timeline. If everybody remembers, Friday the 13th, number 1. That's the one without Jason. Friday the 13th, part 2, James.
Oh, yes. That's where we get Jason, and he has a cloth sack on his head with one eye hole.
In the third movie, that's where he gets his hockey mask.
Part 4.
The final chapter.
Oh, yeah. It ends it for a second.
For the first time. Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning. They go into a different direction. The general populace didn't like the fact that Jason wasn't actually in it, so they had to bring him back in Jason Lives, part 6. And it's very humorous. There's very little gore. It was where the Nancy Reagan era of horror really started. But then they kind of loosened it back up. Slight gore back into part 7. The movie's not really good in and of itself. The most significant thing about the movie is the debut of Kane Hodder. But speaking of Kane Hodder, he comes back in number 8. Camp Crystal Lake is now too small to confine Jason. They take him to Manhattan, I believe. Is that not right, James?
That is correct. He, he swims down the river.
Of course, after his stampede of New York, the FBI takes notice, and they have to decide to finally end the threat of Jason once and for all. They kill him, and Jason goes to hell, part 9.
We're on to 10.
Yes.
Or as some might see as the Roman numeral.
Jason in space.
And the X.
Jason X.
This is, the far in the future version where he ends up in space on a spaceship where he once again gets rejuvenated and amped up one more level.
So very briefly, part 11 is actually Freddy versus Jason. We all remember that well.
yeah.
Freddy versus Jason was inevitable. It had to happen, and it did. Last little fun fact about Friday the 13th, and this is a true future fact. The asteroid 99942, Apophis, will encounter the Earth closer than an orbit of a satellite of a communication satellite
That is crazy.
on Friday the 13th, April 2029.
That's super crazy. I guess that's an appropriate name.
That's something to look forward
if
to.
I'm not mistaken.
$5 says Jupiter takes it out.
Speaking of Jupiter,
And I'm going to add something to this. On that day, we're giving away a Ferrari.
speaking of Jupiter and Ferraris, number 3 on our TGIF listeners viewers poll is Perfect Strangers, which I personally, Rockin Robbie, will
Fuck
present.
yeah.
I love Perfect Strangers. It's my
Balky.
personal favorite. It's the one that I personally voted for.
Yeah, me
Cousin
too.
Larry.
Turned out number 3.
Yep.
It's a show created by Dale McRaven. Had 8 seasons from 1986 to 1993. Lasted a lot longer than I remembered. It's basically the story of Larry Appleton, who works at a newspaper in Chicago, and his distant cousin from the Mediterranean, Balky Bartokamos. Bartokamos from the island Mipos.
Mipos.
I think that's
Meepos.
correct.
It's Mipos.
It's basically about this very distant cousin comes in, he interrupts this guy's life, and the show is basically about these guys getting along, learning each other. Balky's very literal. He's teaching him about America. Cousin Larry, the happy dance. I loved this show growing up. It was
And goats.
originally started on Tuesdays. It aired on ABC, of course, TGIF. It moved to Wednesdays, where it stayed on Wednesdays for a long time, till in 1988. It moved to Friday to be the anchor of the brand new TGIF lineup. That leads us to the thought of the day in our second break. The thought of the day today comes from a playwright who's responsible
that?
for the original Italian Job. Noel Coward. Here's the thought of the day. If you must have motivation, think of your paycheck on Friday.
Okay.
Welcome back to Rockin' with Rockin Robbie. I am Rockin Robbie, and with me is the usual gang of misfits and whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Conundrum.
It is our TGIF episode, all things TGIF. Speaking of TGIF, there's a restaurant, TGI Fridays.
Oh, God.
Fridays, as we all call it. I love Fridays. Growing up in middle school, I always loved going to Fridays. It was a very special treat. I actually went to my prom dinner at Fridays. I love Fridays. Everybody like TGI Fridays? I mean, it's good food, right?
It's okay. You know.
I haven't been since the shooting.
I learned
I'll
to
be
drink
honest.
at Friday.
It's good stuff.
It is
Well,
scary
moving on,
sometimes.
speaking of Friday, it's time to get back to our TGIF poll. That's right, everybody voted on their favorite TGIF sitcoms. Coming in at number 2, do the Urkel. It's Family Matters, presented to us by Jumpin and Jivin James.
And just to start off, Family Matters is probably my favorite TGIF show.
All right.
So this works out quite well. And it is actually a spin-off of number 3, Perfect Strangers. Harriet, the elevator operator, I do believe, in their building or their newspaper building, one of the two,
That is correct.
is the mother on Family Matters.
So it's not a spin-off of Die Hard?
No, it is not. Although it is the same actor, sir, as the father. Yeah, Carl Winslow, played by Reginald Vell Johnson. And it lasted for 9 years, over 200 episodes. Some great characters. As you said, Urkel.
Urkel,
As
who
played
was
by
in love
Jaleel
with
White.
Laura.
Yes, Laura. He was,
Did I
head
do
over heels
that?
the whole time. And, he was just the super nerd. He could invent anything he wanted to, but he could not interact normal with people.
Nope.
And, of course, he always had so unfortunate accidents.
Yes.
To which he always asked the question.
Did I do that?
Exactly.
When I was a kid, I was fascinated with Urkel. I would wear suspenders.
It's a very
do the Urkel dance.
odd thing because, he's the nerdiest guy ever, but he was
Pop culture
everybody's
phenomenon.
favorite character.
Yeah.
He was like the Bart Simpson, It's crazy. Good show. They even crossed over in Full House.
Oh, yes, there was. I believe it was a jetpack episode.
Yes, he somehow managed
Quite
to
a bit
lift
of
off.
distance.
Somehow managed, to San Francisco. Very interesting.
Evidently, as the series went on, Jaleel White was made to shave daily and was not allowed to lift weights.
Do you remember when he would take the potion and become the cool version of himself?
Stefan.
Yes,
Urkel?
Stefan Urkel. Yes.
Yeah, he also would play his cousin from Oklahoma or whatever. That's a good
Yeah, a lot of
show.
different stuff. There is one really crazy thing to me on that show, though, is that one of the siblings, Judy, just disappears at the end of an episode.
The
and
middle sibling.
They never talk about her again.
Huh.
That was
No
a
mention.
crossover episode with the X-Files, which we do not remember.
What are you talking about?
Thank you very much, James. But Family Matters, number 2, everybody.
Awesome.
Thanks for voting. I apparently have had too much to drink tonight because I forgot that it was time to do another shot. Let's roll it down, everybody. Get
Roll
it
it
down.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
Thank you, Jack. Mr. Daniels.
Jack Daniels,
Miss
everybody.
Daniels, if you know him.
Woo! Speaking of Jack Daniels, in 1995, there was a movie, appropriately for tonight's show, called Friday.
Oh, yes.
Directed by F. Gary Gray. Written by Ice Cube, very famous rapper. Friday. Everybody loves Friday, right? Come on, holler for Friday.
Why you gotta lie, Why you gotta lie, Robbie?
You done got knocked the fuck out!
Kinky Kevin, you're very urban. You love urban movies. Why is Friday one of your favorite movies?
God, let me count the ways. For all the obvious reasons, it is a very comedic and satiric snapshot at urban life. It is obviously it involves a class 1 substance that lots of people are in jail for. Fuck that. Anyways, yeah, I just love the movie, man. Chris Tucker, Ice Cube,
Tucker.
fucking. I mean, you can't
Smoking.
Hey,
Nia Long, I
Janet
think.
Janet Jackson stepping out of the
Yeah.
car, looking more like Freddie Jackson. I mean, there's so many
Talking about
quotable
that, Chris
lines.
Tucker and the one-liners that you can get from that
Yes,
movie.
yes. There's so many one-liners.
And you know
like,
this,
What's up,
man?
what's up, big
25
perv?
cents for one rib?
I mean, big worm.
I mean, big worm. You fuck with my emotions.
Yeah.
You fuck
So,
with my money. You fuck with my emotions.
for all the obvious reasons, it's a great movie. It's done right. It's a
It's
classic.
a great
It's a classic.
stoner movie
Yes,
in the
yes.
in the tradition of like a Cheech and Chong
Right.
or something
Yes.
like that. It's fantastic, and it is according to what I have read, a pretty decent and accurate satirical, representation of the life in South, Florida. I mean,
South
California.
But seriously,
South Central Los
how do you get
Angeles.
fired on your day off?
How do you get fired? Today, the word of the day today is J-O-B.
Yes. Yes. J.
All right, that movie had some sequels next Friday.
Yes.
Friday after next.
Yes.
I think we can all agree Friday after next is not very good.
No.
Cat Williams is okay. The guys are okay. It's just a little
It's
They
thrown
had to,
together.
They tried to come up with something new, and that something new didn't really fly.
Well, at least it was, it was Christmas. It's a Christmas movie, and it's okay. Next Friday, I feel personally gets a bad rap. It's a great movie. It's very funny. It doesn't have Chris Tucker in it. It's not
That's
the
the main
first
problem.
movie, but it's a different movie. It sets itself in the suburbs. Mike Epps, my bad.
Holy shit, Robbie is drunk.
Mike Epps as
That's
Day
a
Day.
totally different movie, I think.
I love Next Friday.
Yes.
TGIF number 1. What did you guys vote for? Number 5 was Step by Step. Number 4 was Full House. 3 Perfect Strangers. 2 Family Matters. What could possibly be number 1? Number 1, Boy Meets World.
Whoa.
Presented
And-
by all of us, the gang here at Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie. Boy Meets World.
It ran from 93 to 2000.
Nobody here in Huntsville Attic voted for that show.
No.
That was all you guys. You completely surprised us by putting Boy Meets World. I love Ben Savage. I love this show. I watched it growing up. Let's talk about this show.
By
First
far
of
the
all,
winner. That's
Mr.
crazy.
Feeney. I remember that character very well.
Yes.
The British guy.
Of course.
Who was he played by, Kinky Kevin?
William Daniels. William Daniels.
All right.
And of course, everybody remembers one of the actors from that was Ryder Strong.
Yes.
Who turned out to be in Cabin Fever.
Yes.
Exactly.
He did.
He was his
And he
friend.
has
What was his
a
name?
porn
Was
star
it Corey?
name.
Or was Corey?
Sean Hunter.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah.
Who was Corey the main character?
Corey was Ben
Savage's
Savage,
character?
yeah.
Corey.
Corey
Corey's the main
Matthews,
character.
yeah.
This kid actually grew up. I remember. I think the reason why people love this show is because when we were growing up, and as well with most of our listeners, this was the one show I can really remember that was about a kid our age, a boy growing up, and a very cool friend, but always in trouble.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a drug problem?
The trouble? Well,
He
no, he
did.
was just the trouble. Well, I don't remember the drugs.
I think he had a drug problem later on. There was
Or an
also a
alcohol-
brother involved. What was it? Corey's
Yes,
brother?
his brother. It was Corey's brother. Yeah.
Yeah. He was the
Eric Matthews?
actual stupid character.
Ah,
show.
yeah.
His brother
yeah.
didn't know anything.
Yeah.
His dad was played by the guy that's in a movie I can't
William
think
Russ.
of right now.
Alan Matthews.
What the fuck
American History X,
Yeah.
maybe?
No, I don't
The
know,
Right
but
Stuff?
Alan Matthews.
Yeah.
was? I'm thinking of him in something else.
Huh.
His brother was Eric, played by Will Friedle.
So, Boy Meets World, everybody. Good votes. Thank you for voting. I look forward to the next top 5 poll that we do here on Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie. Well, this has been
It sucked.
a good show. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry I've gotten a little intoxicated, but that's usually what happens here in Huntsville Attic. With me
Sometimes.
tonight, as always, has been Jumpin and Jivin James. Last words?
Be careful on Friday.
Always, especially the 13th. Manical Mike, last words.
Anchor Thieves have an album out. Check it out. It's great.
Absolutely.
It's a digital copy, a CD copy, and a vinyl.
Ooh, nice final. Kinky
vinyl.
Kevin, last words on this TGIF episode.
Fuck it.
Very wise, my friend. All right. Thank you once again. This is Rockin' Robbie. I'm here with everybody from Huntsville Attic on smileorelse.com. That's soeproductions.com. Check back in next week. We got Mike here hosting the Smile or Else show. We're going to be talking about our favorite TV shows. Is that not right, Mike?
Ooh.
That is right. I'm going to stick a little current, but I'm also going to go in depth.
Join us here 2 weeks. The next Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie is the episode I've looked forward to the most. It is our sensationally super science special. That's our physics.
Stuff's gonna
edition,
get
everybody.
real,
Shit's gonna get
real.
real, physically real.
Yeah.
Join us. You're gonna learn a little bit. You're gonna laugh a little bit. I hope so. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Be sure to check out soeproductions.com every week
I'm
for
gonna
our
get drunk
podcast
as
popping
fuck.
up. I'm rocking with Rockin' Robbie, of course.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Drinking
you
too
are.
much as usual here in Huntsville Attic.
Dr. Pepper Jerry.
Signing out. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our listeners. This has been a great show. We appreciate it. Join us next time. Science
been real,
Special,
guys.
everybody. It's been real. Thanks for rocking with us.